I want to tell you about a Sunday I had recently. I had a showing scheduled. The home hit the market on a Friday. It was a great neighborhood, solid price, exactly what my clients had been looking for. We had a Sunday showing scheduled where it worked out for us, and it was all locked in. I was actually heading out the door, grabbing my keys, and I got the notification, pending. Just like that, no call from the seller's agent, no heads up, just pending. Literally, same thing happened to me yesterday. 4 hours before the showing, notified it was pending before we could even see it. And that's one side of the Wichita housing market right now. But in this same week, I could show you homes that have been sitting on the market for 60, 70, 80, 120 days. Same city, same market, completely different reality. Something unexpected is happening in Wichita in 2026. And if you're buying, selling, or just watching, you need to understand both sides of this because they are not the same experience. The best way I can describe what's happening right now is this. The market is a coin, and depending on which side you land on, your experience is completely different. Side one, a home hits the market, a great neighborhood, priced right, good condition, it gets multiple offers the first weekend. Buyers have to act fast, they have to write clean, and sometimes they still lose. That home was never really available, it was just briefly visible before it disappeared. Side two, a seller prices high, hoping to catch the market, or maybe they thought they could skip some repairs that buyers should overlook. That home, it sits, and days turn into weeks. The price drops. They try to get back in front of those buyers who've already seen it, but those buyers have moved on. And right now, buyers are patient. They have more options popping up than they did 2 years ago. They're pickier now about condition than I've seen in a long time. The same zip code, the same price range, two completely different outcomes. Two different sides of a coin. And the difference is almost always coming down to two things you probably already know: price and condition. That market, it's not complicated, but it is unforgiving if you get those wrong. So let me show you what that actually looks like in numbers today. And I'm pulling these numbers straight from the South Central Kansas MLS report for the Wichita metro area in June of 2026. These are prepared by the WSU Center for Real Estate. These are not estimates, these are actual numbers happening right now. The first number, 967 homes sold in June of this year. That's up over 9% from this time last year. And year to date, Wichita metro area has already closed over 1.3 billion in sales volume. Yes, billion with a B, and that's not a market that's falling apart. That's a market with real sustained demand. Now, here's the number I really want you to focus on because this is where the story lives of what's happening in the market. The median days on market in homes that were sold in June is just 9 days, 9. And those homes closed at 100% of the list price. Well-priced, move-in ready homes still moving fast. But the average days on market is 38. That's a gap that's nearly a month between what's flying and what's sitting. And that gap is bigger than it was last year. Last June, the average days on market was actually 23. So that's jumped 65%. Now, that tells you that the spread between well-priced homes and overpriced homes has widened significantly in the last 12 months. Here's another number that tells a little bit of the story. That median list price for the home sitting active right now on the market is $276,000. That's down 12% from a year ago. That shows you that we have a larger amount of affordable inventory. That's not panic, that's not declining sales prices. That's the data that shows buyers and sellers are correcting their expectations, and it's happening across every price point. One more thing worth knowing, and this is actually some good news if you're a buyer right now. The median price of homes was going under contract in June is $250,000. That's down from $264,000 of this time last year. The homes buyers are choosing are actually more affordable than a year ago. That may show you who's tired of sitting on the sidelines, or what price point is least affected by today's interest rates, or simply the power of Wichita's affordable housing market. People moving here from Denver or the coast look at these numbers and are genuinely, they can't believe what they're seeing. It's the same market, but these are completely different emotional experiences depending on where you're coming from. So what does that mean if you're buying right now? It means you have to hold two things in your head at the same time. You have to hold patience and speed. which kind of sounds contradictory, but it isn't. You're patient in your search because there's more inventory than there was 2 years ago. You don't really have to settle for something. Buyers right now are pickier about condition than I've seen in many years, and that's completely reasonable. You're spending serious money. You deserve a home that enables the lifestyle you're moving for. But when the right one shows up, and you're going to know when it does, you can't hesitate. Well-priced homes in good condition and desirable neighborhoods are still going fast, sometimes in a weekend. Sometimes before you finish scheduling your showing. Ask me how I know that one. The buyers having the best experience right now are the ones who did the work ahead of time. They're pre-approved, they're clear on what they want, and they're ready to move when it matters. That preparation is the difference between winning and watching that pending notification pop up from your driveway. And if you're selling, I want to be straight with you because you deserve honesty more than you deserve the hype of a market. The first 2 weeks that your home is on the market are the most important 2 weeks of the entire process. Buyers are paying attention. Showings happen, offers happen, or they don't. And if they don't happen in that window, the market starts to wonder why. And once buyers start wondering why, you're playing a different game, a more difficult game. And right now, I'm seeing sellers hold on to those high prices, hold on to those high hopes too long. And I understand the instinct, right? You've seen what homes have sold for, you know what you've invested into the house, and you want to get what you feel it's worth. But buyers in 2026 are comparing your home to everything else that's available. They have options and they're getting new options every week. And while you can always aim high, I strongly urge you to listen carefully. No showings, no offers. You have to respond to the market and adjust with the sellers who've already learned their lesson. The little things matter right now way more than they did 2 years ago. Fresh paint, nice fixtures, clean, hopefully staged, a home that signals we took care of this place before a buyer ever walks in. You don't need a massive renovation. You need to remove the hesitation. The signal is worth more than sellers realize right now. Price it right from day one, present it well, hopefully staged, and take those first 2 weeks seriously. The sellers doing that are winning in this market, big time. And the data backs that up. Homes that are priced right are closing at 100% of their list price and often getting favorable terms like buyers waiving minor repairs. So where does all this land? Wichita, it has a healthy market right now. Not frantic, not declining, it's healthy, which honestly is probably the most underrated thing a market can be. 967 homes sold just in June. Contracts written are up 9% from last year. We've crossed 1.3 billion in sales already this year, and this is a real sustained activity in the market. But it's rewarding the people who plan and prepare. Buyers who show up ready, sellers who price and present well. Wichita is one of the most affordable metros in the entire country, not just the Midwest. And that hasn't changed. What has changed is that prices have climbed. Expectations on both sides have sharpened. Sellers want top dollar, don't we all? And buyers expect move-in ready. When a home delivers both, it flies. And when it doesn't, it sits. And that gap between the two is exactly what the data is showing us. For anyone watching this from somewhere else, thinking about making a move here, your money still goes further, much further in Wichita than almost anywhere else in the country. The fundamentals are strong, the market is active, and for people who go unprepared, this is still a really good time to be here. If you're buying in Wichita right now and you want to make sure that you're on the right side of the market, the right side of that coin, be prepared, be pre-approved, and get ready to move when the right home shows up. And that's exactly what I help people do. Me and my team are consistently in the very top of over 2,400 agents and teams in the South Central Kansas area. And if you're thinking about selling and you want an honest conversation about what your home is actually worth, what buyers are looking for right now, and how to position yourself for those first 2 critical weeks, I'd love to have that conversation. You can call, text, or email me anytime, or you could schedule a call, and that link is in the description. Let's make sure that you're set up for whichever side of the market you're on. I'll have more market updates as the data comes out each month. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of what's happening in and around the Wichita area. I'm Joseph Hamer. Let's grow some roots.